Hello everyone, this is Game Week 16 predictions for the Premier League. In Game Week 15, I got 3 points, excluding the Liverpool-Everton game, which I'll be adding later, taking me to a total of 84 points. This week kicks off with Arsenal versus Everton. Arsenal, just a glorified Stoke City at this point, getting themselves another set-piece goal. I'm starting to question why it's so hard to defend it. It's not like teams don't have big players to combat their players, their physical players. Why is it so hard for a team to figure out how to stop it? It can't be that hard. And then there's Everton, who didn't play, but I'm sure they'll be ready to go at them. But it's not going to be enough. Arsenal's too strong with their set pieces right now, so I'm going to go with a 3-1 win to Arsenal. Next up is Wolves versus Ipswich. Wolves, who went against West Ham, losing. And it's just not looking good for O'Neil right now. He's losing games which he should be getting points in. That West Ham game is one of those. Then there's Ipswich, who gave it a go to Bournemouth. They looked hungry, but once again, they just can't. They can't keep the lead or just set out a draw. There was a big mistake from Muric for the first goal, where he came out so far out his zone for no reason, and it just became a goal. For this game, I see it pretty even, honestly, especially if it's going to be a Wolves game or Wolves home. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Next up is Newcastle versus Leicester. Newcastle, who went against Brentford, conceded 4 goals and scoring 2. So they have found the back of the net, but defensively they are not there. Isak is showing his worth a little bit right now, so he's in pretty good form. And then there's Leicester, who as a team is in good form because of Rude. I don't know what he's done to that team, but he's put a fire under them, and they're starting to perform. They got themselves a good result against Brighton. Vardy got himself a goal and an assist. And then Hermansen, once again, having a good game. For this matchup, I feel like it's a time for Rude to slow down. It is at St. James. Newcastle have found the back of the net. Leicester don't create many chances, so I'm going to go for a 3-1 win to Newcastle. Next up is Liverpool versus Fulham. Liverpool, who played no one, but they managed to get Salah to sign the contract. And then there's Fulham, who gave Arsenal a hard time, scoring a goal through Jimenez. Thank you, Jimenez, because Arsenal did not deserve a win. I think Fulham will be giving Liverpool a hard time in this game, but it's Liverpool. They got a break, and I think they're going to be firing it back. I think it's going to be 2-1 win to Liverpool. Next up is Forest versus Villa. 2 teams who are kind of struggling with form right now. Forest beat United. Villa struggled with Southampton, or they had many chances against Southampton but couldn't convert any. And then there's Forest, 3 different goal scorers, and someone I want to shout out is Jota. He didn't get a goal, but he was very just tenacious, wouldn't stop going at the defense. For this game, I see it quite even. I'm gonna go for a 2-2 draw. Next up is Brighton versus Crystal. 2 teams who drew 2-2 last week. Brighton getting goals through Lamptey and Minta. Lamptey did not mean that was a cross, and then Minta, that was a good goal from Minta. This is now 3 games where Brighton don't get a win. They drew 2 teams against 2 teams, which they shouldn't have because of the quality, and then they lost to Fulham. And then there's Crystal, who is quite the opposite right now. They're getting better as the games go on. They gave City a hard time. They had chances after chance, could have won honestly, and somehow Hughes was cooking in the midfield, got himself an assist as well. But for this game, if Brighton are serious about challenging for the European spots, this is a game they need to win, stop Crystal and get themselves some points. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Brighton. Next up is the biggest game of the game week, I say, City versus United. So City, like I mentioned, were struggling against Crystal, even got themselves a red card, which honestly shouldn't have been a red card from Rico. Struggle fest, we're back at it, struggling again, and I feel like we're going to struggle in this game as well. Then there's United, who lost to Forest, can't quite find their footing, just like City right now. So I feel like this is going to be quite an even derby, unlike previous years. For this game, honestly, I don't think City have it. I think it's going to be a 2-1 win to United. Next up is Southampton versus Spurs. Southampton went to Villa and struggled. I thought they were going to do something, score some goals, but they were just on defense the whole time. And then there's Spurs, once again being Spursy, leading 2 goals and then losing 4-3. Don't know how they do it, but they just manage to do some dumb stuff sometimes. So Lanky did have a great goal or game. His hold up play just had Betty's show on his heels the whole time and got himself a goal, like I mentioned. And they also have injuries again. Both their starting center backs are gone again. I don't know for how long, but they both went out, and it's just not looking good for Spurs. Now for this game, Southampton is one of those teams that are going to give Spurs a hard time because they're towards the bottom of the league. So honestly, I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. Next up is Chelsea versus Brentford. Chelsea being the team that scored 4 against Spurs. They look great after Cucurella switched his boots. And then Palmer, I think the new record of most goals without missing, or most goals with pens without missing, something like that. And he did it with the Panenka, or the little chip. Very disrespectful from Palmer. He did not need to do that. Just spat on Spurs there. And then there's Brentford, who scored 4 on Newcastle. I think 4 different goal scorers. The Deli duo scored again. For this game, I think they're both teams that are going to give it a go. Both teams that can score, but Chelsea are the better team right now. So I think it's going to be a 4-2 win to Chelsea. Last game of the game week is Bournemouth versus West Ham. Bournemouth had a great comeback against Ipswich, who were giving it a go, wanted to get their second goal, but Bournemouth came in clutch, or some of their players came in clutch, like Enes Unal, who got himself a goal. Utara, I think that's how you say his name, also got himself a goal. The bench players really came in and changed the game. And then there's West Ham, who Lopetegui, his job got saved by Bowen getting himself a goal and an assist. Honestly, if it wasn't for Bowen, he would have been out. But yeah, he's still here, and he's going to give it another go, but he's going to fail once again. Areola is too good. Their team is too good. One of the best run teams right now. So honestly, I think it's going to be a devastating 3-0 win to Bournemouth. And those are my predictions for Game Week 16. Tell me what you think in the comments. Like the video, subscribe, and thank you for watching.